J-Drone here. Check it out. This tuxedo bugs, black and white and black, right? It's actually the ghost bugs with the F100's canopy on it because it's flat. We got an A-I-O all-in-one AKK camera on there. I have a modded connection on the back. That way it will hook up to a 3.7 volt. I think that's like a 600 or 700 milliamp an hour. That's going to be our FPV setup. There is a cell phone in there, and we're jumpified. We're going to see how far this can go. There is no LVC disconnection beeping on this like the Bugs 6, 8, and 8 Pro. So check this out. I have a little chip inside there connected to this that if I do lose this, hopefully I know where I lost it, but if I lose it in tall grass, despite all the noise that's over there from the guys working, I can still hear it. So wish me luck, guys. Hopefully we don't lose it. Hopefully this is a successful run. Alright guys, here we go. Blades are spinning. Nice day out. There's barely any type of breeze or anything. Perfect day to do a range test where I'm not really fighting the wind or anything. And here we go. Again, I'm using a Bugs 3 clone. This is the F100 or no. Yes, actually it's the F100 Ghost drone with an F100 canopy on it. So it is completely a Bugs 3 clone. But essentially it's a Bugs 3. All my Bugs 3s and F100s, they all bind to the same controllers as stock controllers. However, the ID number that the jumper's picking up does recognize them as different ID numbers. So here we go, guys. We are going out. We're well past that almost quarter-mile mark. We're just about hitting a quarter mile here. And I have a website. I have a website that somebody turned me on to on one of the FPV groups where you could just put where you started and where you ended on a map, and it calculates your distance. That's how I'm able to judge how far that I've gone. And right here we're getting out to the pretty far mark. I've been out past further than here, but essentially our end here is 1,151 meters, and we are not close to there yet. We are getting close there, but we're not close to there. Now the Bugs 2, I had out 1.2 kilometers, and this was just shy of 1.2 kilometers. It was actually 1.151 kilometers, and I think the reason I fell short is because I kept my orientation. With the Bugs 2, I kind of stopped where I was here and then deviated further in the wrong direction, actually east, when I should have been coming back south, as we're doing now. We're turning back completely and we are facing south. So this was an epic run, guys. Stay with me. I don't just bring it back and land it. We fly it a little bit longer, and I do go over. Let's see, we're heading south, so I do head west from the direction that I ended up taking off from, and there's pretty high trees and whatnot, and I did get a little bit choppy controls, so be aware of that. If you're not going to be flying high up and you're going to be hugging the tree line and whatnot, there's a possibility you'll get choppy controls. But this entire flight out and back right now, dude, I could have went further. I absolutely could have went further. As you saw, my FPV was just getting a little bit flaky, and I didn't want to risk blacking out. I didn't want to have to do the walk of shame well over a half a mile to go find this thing. I wanted to bring it back. I wanted this to be a successful run, and it definitely was a successful run. As you can notice, there's not a lot of feedback in my FPV video. This is 5.8 gigahertz. This wasn't recorded using a GoPro. It wasn't recorded using a Firefly, a Mobius, or anything. This is direct 5.8 gigahertz recording DVR to my cell phone. Eachine OTG is excellent. It is excellent. It gets good range, and as far as the video quality, this is what you can expect. Latency is really not there either. It's a 5.8 gigahertz, and here is where we decide to head west. We're heading west now and go out over this tree line over here, and essentially I was following the road directly on the bottom of me, but I didn't want to go over those homes there, so I found my other road out here. I've been ATVing out here, quadding out here, I'm mountain biking. I know these roads pretty well, so we are over here. You'll notice that after a little ways, my controls, you'll see the drone bob up and down just a little bit prior to me turning. I don't know if it's from hugging those treetops right there. right there again. And at that point, it's like, no, I'm not crashing this. I'm not going to look on the top of the tree. We're turning around. I don't know if it was flying too close to the trees. I'm all the way over there. I'm off of this road that you can see off to the right, or residential community. Maybe somebody had high Wi-Fi that was interfering with it, because that's also 2.4, or somebody had some device that was interfering with it. So I headed back. And again, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. I had a good feel, and really when you do this, you should have a timer set, like an alarm, maybe for like 8 to 9 minutes. That way you know your flight time, because we did cut this flight short, but I didn't want to cut it too short. I had a mental time clock in my head that I knew I should be pretty safe to be able to buzz around some more, just again to get some footage and to put a draw on this battery, because towards the end of the flight I know I didn't kill the battery entirely, but I was trying to be safe again, so I did not have to do a little walk of shame. And there's the abyss right there. We've been down that a bunch of times recovering drones. And that's another thing. I didn't want to be cruising over this, and those are trees there. It's not just going to fall towards the bottom. If it falls in that, it's probably going to fall on top of the trees, and then I'm going to have to scale down it and then climb up the tree. Definitely not something I want to do. This was epic, guys. Epic, epic, epic. And again, this was huge success to the guys at Deviation who created the DFU file. Huge success to people before me that figured out how to do this. David Dawson, that was one of the guys that kind of figured out how to get the DFU file and show that it was able to be done. And then huge success for J-Drone, for me having the gonads to actually do this, to actually go out that far, because it's a little bit scary, and that's why I put the beeper inside the drone. My key finder, I put it inside the drone just in case it did come down, just in case my LVC flashy lights hit and I didn't know, and it fell in high grass and I had a vague idea where it was, and that way I didn't have to do the whole needle in a haystack type thing looking for the drone in high grass. I'd be able to walk over the general area and press a button and hear beeping. Definitely a cool little neat mod as we're kind of buzzing close to the ground here, just to give you a little look at the speed that this has on the jumper. I don't know if maybe this is stuck in the first speed. Maybe it's stuck in the first speed. I haven't messed around with toggles or anything, because the pitch isn't as great as it is, or it's comparable. It's not much greater than it would be with the stock controller. In the stock controller, I would say as far as range goes, we're probably only going to get about 200 to 300 meters in range out of that stock controller. 400 tops. I know I've had one out 300 meters and then I crashed it. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to take this up and over this little dilly here. I'm going to go ahead and set this down away from myself, just to show you guys how the little transponder works, me pressing it and beeping.
Alright guys, so that was successful. I think that's further than I've even taken the Bugs 2, which is a GPS drone, and that was with this setup, man. Air hog, cell phone, OTG to it, jumper. I set it down over here for a reason, because one, I know where it is. Two, I'm still connected to the controller, so I mean, I'm connected to the controller. I could probably fire the motors and be able to hear it too, but I'm gonna go stand on the top of this, and I'm gonna hit that little remote and see if I could hear the beeping, to see if I was in general proximity, if I'd be able to hear it. And again, all it is a key finder. It's actually the exact one that I generally have on my keys, and I just took it off just for this flight because I didn't want to lose the drone, despite the fact me having a bunch of drones. So we're gonna stand here, and I'm going to press this. I'm unable to hear it, okay? Hopefully somebody didn't Skype my drone. The drone's right there. I don't even know if it's working. There, now I can hear it. So from here to there, if it was in general proximity, tall grass where I couldn't see it, I'd be able to hear it. We'd be able to get closer. Even if it was in tall grass and I couldn't see it, we'd be able to get closer and... Sorry guys. My gear that's on my hand is getting in the way. So we'll just set it down. Bamzo. So that's a little mod that you could definitely do. These are super cheap, man. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button later.